What's going on, everybody out there on the YouTube network? How you guys feeling? How's it going? I got a good energy today. I got a good vibe. Things are just moving along pretty nicely. I'm feeling strong. Just want to see my live stream here. I like to make sure that it's working. I kind of have it in the background. It can be annoying, but eventually probably make it small and move it to the side here. But it's good to see that it's up and running. And if you were trying to subscribe, you'd be able to see what is going on. Let me just turn the mic off for a second. I want to make sure that I can hear everything. Is that right? Hello, hello, hello. Okay. Sorry about that. Very sorry about that. All right, guys. So how's everybody feeling out there on the YouTube network? How we doing? Yo, want to make sure that the mic is on and you guys are hearing me well and it's coming through. Yeah. My love, could you take this and see if you're getting me on the live stream here? I want to make sure that everyone can hear me, and I've never used this setup before. You're gonna play it here in another room and tell me if you can hear me. Because otherwise I'm gonna get some feedback. All right, that's great. That's all we wanted to find out. Sorry about that, guys. I'm just getting it going, getting it moving. But thank you guys so much for tuning in. I got a lot to talk about. I used to be a rapper, and rappers used to wear big chains on their neck. But now you rock a Ledger Nano S on your neck. Eventually, I'm going to have 100 grand or more in this cryptocurrency wallet. I want to talk to everyone. First of all, if you're here about cryptocurrency, you got to just keep it safe. So the first thing I want to talk about is I'm going to promote something like this. I want to promote safety, and I want to promote the fact that everyone should keep their crypto in a good wallet. Here you have the Trezor, which is an amazing wallet. I'll put a link in the description below. I don't have an affiliate link yet. I might actually have for this one, but not for Ledger. At the point, it's not really about selling things. It's not what I'm into. I'm really about just giving you guys the information because that's how I got where I am with crypto today. I also have a Ledger Nano S here. This is another hardware wallet. These are both hardware wallets. You can have up to $1 million, $10 million, as much money as you need. Got the Bitcoin shirt. I got that on Amazon if you'd like to check that out as well. So today there's a lot of things I want to discuss. Mainly, I want to talk about Verge. That's right, Verge coin. Why I want to talk about Verge is because with Verge coin, there was a big up move in price. It's gone from about 2 cents to 8 cents now. So we're talking 400%. Let's give a clap for crypto going up 400% in the last month. A lot of price action, a lot of movement, and it's been really awesome. I'm going to turn on the chat here too so we can see what's going on. I got you. Yes. You can't hide money. You can't hide money. 80 LOL Dioto. Okay. So I want to discuss what's going on with Verge and what I did with Verge. So basically when Verge was kind of revving up, I missed the big boat. I saw it go up pretty big and I said, that's interesting. So because I missed the major push, I got into 800 Satoshi. When I got into 800 Satoshi, I took some advice from some other traders in crypto that were older than me, have been in a long time, and I set a trailing stop for a 15% loss. So I said, what's that, 80? And then, half of that is 40. So I took 120 down. So at 800 Satoshi, I set basically a stop at about 680. And then it hits 900. I set the stop back to 780. Now it's all the way. It hit 1338 last night, up 50% in 24 hours. It's now just kind of come back down a little bit, but it's sitting at about 1228 Satoshi. I'm super happy about that after getting it at 800. I raised my stop up to 1000 Satoshi. So now I've locked in 25% gains no matter what happens. And I got to tell you guys, I wasn't always a big guy, a big user of the stops, but using stops is huge. It's big. It's important. You don't want to lose your shirt overnight while you're sleeping. This is a 24-hour market, folks, and anything can happen. So do you want to protect your investment while you're in bed? I like to sleep. I don't know about you guys, but if I knew that there wasn't a stop set and things could just fall off, whatever. What up? I want to shout out to the people here. Let's see who we got going on into the stream. The drone doctor, real estate student. Oh, the real estate student. Me and you have it the other day. Did you sell? Did I sell? You mean? No, I did not sell. I'm going to keep raising my stop in Verge, and I'm just going to stay, about 10% below the price every time. If it goes to 1300, my stop will be at 1270. 13 divided by 10 is 130. So that's how it's going to be, and that's how I'm going to keep moving it. Again, use a Ledger Nano S or a Trezor, and yeah. Now, I don't know if you guys know anything about Kratom. This is Kratom tea right here. Kratom is like a new herb. I guess it's like a leaf or herb that people have been drinking a lot. There's a bar, shout out to the House of Kava in Brooklyn. That's on Central Avenue. I was there last night for my birthday. Spent some time in there after a wonderful dinner with some friends. And I don't know, stop by. They do an open mic on Monday nights, which I happened to catch. And if you see my Instagram post earlier, I actually spit an old rhyme. The rhyme was actually from 2011, but I spit it anyway. Why not, get up in there. Happy birthday. Yo, thanks a lot, man. I really appreciate that. And we will get into drones too. And a lot of people in my channel were like, you were all about drones, Remote Chief. Now you're doing kinetic crypto. What's going on? And I say, you know what? I want to buy the newest drones. I want to buy the newest equipment. And honestly, everyone has a good job and I have a family. And if you want newer things, you got to invest. You got to find other ways to make money. You got to have more than one stream of income. If you work, you got to find another way to make income. And I'm using crypto as a way to do that. I'm finding ways to invest, finding ways to make some money on the side if I can, if I'm lucky enough for things to work out. May God bless me with that. And if everything keeps moving the way it's moving, I think crypto will be in a good place and we'll all have a good fun time. That's the truth. Thanks very much, man. I appreciate that. So with that being said, that's how I do tie in droning with crypto, because honestly, drones cost a lot of money. Let's be honest. And I was buying a new drone every 6 or 7 months. I was FOMOing, just like people FOMO over crypto. I had to have it. Had to have things that were super important. And it was just something that I really needed. Oh, no. These aren't going away. I want these down. Okay. Sorry. Not a big deal. Was a password on there. I'll probably fix it right now. Yikes. Anyway, with that being said, let's get into kinetic crypto and what's going on. Trailing stop with Verge. If you're watching Verge right now, you should really pay close attention to it. It is, I think they're going to have announced a partnership that will be coming out on April 17th. That is so close, folks. So close. Oof. Start a new job the day before. And with that news coming out, I think there's going to be elation, global partnership. We're talking a massive, massive company using Verge as their currency. When people start buying and selling Verge on a mass scale, we're going to see a huge adoption of crypto like we've never seen. I think it's going to actually force a bull run. It's going to force adoption. It's going to force heavy movement into the space. And with that, I'm going to cheers on my Kratom. If you guys know what Kratom is, it's Kratom. And it's like an herb that kind of relaxes you. Some people say it makes you feel a little like alcohol or booze. It's not a drug, though. I guess it's like an herb, like a green tea, something like that. But I don't know. I got into it just last night. I figured I'd try some Kratom tea on the live stream tonight. Send that into the hashtag, see what like-minded people I can attract through drinking some Kratom. But let me take a sip here. Some people think it's really bitter. I actually don't mind the taste at all. I've been drinking my coffee black for the last year and a half. I like my tea with just maybe sometimes a little bit of honey, but a lot of times just with nothing else but lemon in it. I put a little lemon in this, and I drink a lot of lemon water. So to me, it tastes wonderful, tastes fine. So that's awesome for me. I think it's great. So I have a little board in here, things I want to hit up tonight on the live stream. We talked about Verge progress. That's doing really well. Another thing I want to talk about is accumulating gold and silver. I think crypto is fun to be in, but it goes up and down. And you never know where you're going to end up in 24 hours, in 3 weeks. Like when I first got into crypto in October, I saw some gains I never thought possible in my lifetime happen in 40 days. And had I had a nice exit strategy, it probably wouldn't have been, some reward versus risk that I was really going for. Like say I'd set my mind is I want to buy 4 ounces of gold if I can make this trade work, and basically I could have done exactly that or more. And so now I'm saying is to accumulate gold and silver. Maybe if you make 100% in crypto, take 25% and put that in gold and silver. Reinvest 100%, 25%. Just have some type of cycled strategy where you can circumvent your wealth, put it in different things that will help you just stay hedged. I really am a strong believer that the dollar is just going to keep going down like it has for its lifetime. It's lost 95% of its purchasing power in the last since 1913, I believe. So in about a little over 100 years, the U.S. dollar has done nothing but just go all the way down. My parents used to talk about buying a loaf of bread, milk, and butter for about a nickel or 10 cents. I mean, sending your kid to the store with a nickel or 10 cents and letting them buy stuff that's just unbelievable. What are we saying here? How much money does it take to start off? Honestly, a Bitcoin, that's another thing. Once you get heavy into Bitcoin, you start talking Satoshi. And a lot of people think you have to buy one Bitcoin, which is now at $6,800. Today, we're having a good little spike. It went down to 6,600. Now I think it's approaching 6,800. We could get it up on the feed here and see what's going on. But you go to gdax.com. I also have a video. If you look into my videos, you'll see a video. It's got like almost 6,000 views now. And we're sitting at 68.44 right now. But answer to your question, Drone Doctor, you can start with $100. You can start with $30. I actually suggest putting $30 in a bunch of different coins. Verge coin right now would be something great to get into. I'm kind of a buy the rumor, sell the news type of guy on some of the situations like this. I actually truly believe this partnership is going to be gigantic, but I know there's a lot of scalpers and a lot of hard traders out there that are a little more advanced. Like I'm not a veteran, but been trading for 3 to 4 years now, making over 400 to 500 trades in the stock market or in crypto a year. And that's just something that I know is going to happen. People are going to watch this. And when right before the news comes out at like 12:30 at night, 11 at night, it happened to Tron recently when Tron had their Exodus beta version come out. It boom, 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 boom. And then boom, I woke up the next morning. You could see a heavy sell-off. I think that's going to happen with Verge no matter what. That's why I want to, if I can get up to 100%, which I think is very possible because I'm sitting at about 56% now in gains in only less than a week. So if that's possible, we can get up to 100%. And with that, we can, sell off maybe 80% of the entire position, keep 20% in there in case it keeps booming, booming, booming. But with Verge, there's talks of it going to the number 3 coin, and that is Ripple. And Ripple is sitting at, I think, a market cap of 20 billion, while Verge is sitting at a market cap of 1 billion. So you would get 20 times gains there looking at a number 3 coin and sitting at 8 cents. 8 times 20 is $1.60. Imagine if you put $100 right now at 8 cents. Yeah, $100 would turn into $2,000. And if worse comes to worse, you lose $100. I mean, I know a lot of people that spend $100 on a bar tab a night or a couple times a week. So why not take a shot? Why not take a chance and go it? How is the live stream for everybody? Is it nice and clear? Is the microphone coming out nice? Did I answer your question, Drone Doctor? I want to let you know what's going on there. Next thing on the stream I want to talk about is crypto buys and sells. You can go to what's called cryptotax.com or bitcointax.com, and that's going to actually, or it might even be bitcoin.tax. Just Google Bitcoin tax, and you're going to see the site. But that's where I did my taxes this year to do the gains and losses that came into my portfolio. And with that being said, I think it's also cool to just create your own spreadsheet. Great. Yeah, man, for sure. I'm happy I was able to answer your question. And maybe I can convert a lot of my heavy loyal droner guys into crypto. And I'm really not jumping on a fad here. I'm just a lifestyle guy. This is what I'm doing with my life. So I like to put out what I'm doing with my life. If I was flying drones daily, I was talking about flying drones daily. If I'm trading crypto, I want to talk about trading crypto. Awesome. Awesome, man. Awesome. Interaction is key for me. Please, I see 4 people here on the live stream. Ask as many questions as you want. Pick my brain. I may know something you don't know. You may know something I don't know. I got a real estate guy that we were going at it the other night, but I see that he is on the live stream again, and I really appreciate that. I think he sees that Bitcoin is not dead. He thinks Bitcoin is dead. Come on, man. I will have 100 grand hanging from my neck. Mark my words. It's going to happen in this Ledger Nano S. Have so much Bitcoin in here. It'll be blowing out my ears. No. But literally, why do I think that? What is my position on Bitcoin? Why do I think it's going to be so big? And why do I think it's going to have these gains that you read about, that you hear about, and against the naysayers of the market? Well, number one, a lot more people are waking up. I didn't know about the US dollar for a long time and the bad things about the Ponzi scheme with it and how the Federal Reserve and the bond system is really just swapping bonds back and forth, creating money, giving it to the banks. The bank is fractional reserve lending. And if you don't know what fractional reserve lending is, I can explain it in about 2 minutes really fast. Basically, what's happening is I get a paycheck from my employer for $1,000, let's just say after taxes. I put it in the bank into my savings account. Now, when you have a savings account, read the fine print, they're not saving your money. You actually are signing a contract to let the bank play with your money. They can do whatever they want with it. They can short it on Bitcoin. They can do feature trading, futures on it. They can put it in the housing market. They can make bets and sideways, and they can do anything they want with your money, is what I'm saying. So let's get back to the example at hand. Put $1,000 in the bank. What do? They're able to keep only 10%. So they keep $100 in your bank account, take out the $900 cash, but they fill your bank account with digits. It says you have $1,000 still. That's cool, but you really don't. The money isn't there anymore. There's only $100. And then let's say Joe Brown comes and he needs a lawnmower, big diesel lawnmower. He's gonna, get a $900 lawnmower. So he takes a loan out the bank. They give him my $900. That's what they do. They keep the digits in my account, but they give him the $900. He then goes to the hardware store. He takes that $900 and he buys his lawnmower. Great for him. He's going to start a business. I hope he pays that loan back that he got from the bank. Then what happens is Home Depot takes that money that they got and they put it back into the bank. Now, the second it goes into the bank, Mary comes and she needs $810 for a really high-end sewing machine to start her sewing business. The second that $900 hits the savings account in the Home Depot business, whatever it may be, they swipe out the $810 immediately, only keep $90, and then Mary walks out of the bank with the $810 cash. That's my cash they keep using over and over that I put in, but they keep filling digits into the accounts. They do that over and over and over again, and that is inflation, my friends, because what they're doing is they're creating digits that don't exist. They're creating money that is not there. They're creating money out of thin air. They've already done that first when the bond market switches it into the open market system to the banks, and then the banks resell that bond back to the Federal Reserve. So with that being said, you're going to see you're already getting triple inflated the second you touch a dollar, and the second you put a dollar into the bank, you're creating debt. You're adding to the debt of the economy. So the second you buy Bitcoin, you're actually saving all the Americans out there by not inflating our money. Please don't add to the inflation constantly. I keep enough cash just to pay for things that I need. Rent, car payments, things of that nature, pay off the credit card debt, stuff like that. If I have extra money, I'm buying gold and silver, Bitcoin, or some altcoin, or I'm putting it into some investment. I think real estate is a good buy, but I think the real estate market is close to a pretty heavy crash, or at least some type of a downturn. And I think there'll be better prices in at least 2 to 5 years to come. And I don't think there's any reason to jump in onto a real estate investment right now, unless you're guaranteed to flip it pretty fast. You can see that you're going to make that money, and you're going to take that money that you flipped and put it into gold and silver. Any other questions right now about what I just said? Because paper money, man, you got it. Any other questions about what I just said? Anyone have anything to add to that? If I didn't explain it 100%, maybe there's something that you guys want to know or you want to figure out. No, yes or no? No. Again, what is Kratom? Kratom tea or kava, they call it, House of Kava. People are drinking a lot of this stuff lately, and it kind of makes you in a kind of a tipsy little relaxed mood, So, it's a nice little Tuesday night, day after my birthday, where I first had my first kava tea. I got a bag of it. It's like comes in powder form, and got some at home. I put about 2 grams and made a tea out of it. They say you should put like 1 gram for 4 ounces of water, or depending on your tolerance. I tend to have pretty high tolerance when it comes to different things like that. So that's what goes on. I had some earlier. Awesome, man. That's pretty cool, man. See, I knew I was going to get a kava guy in here, a Kratom lover. But it's kind of a trend. I'm into trends, as you can see. I'm on YouTube. I'm live streaming. I'm always doing this, Yeah, Adam, let me know. Did I put enough in here? I put 2 grams in this cup. Should I have put more? You might know more about it than me. You took 4 grams. It's pretty sweet. Pretty smart move. I see it like coagulating at the bottom there. I feel like at the end, I'm just going to get this like, oh, see how dark it got there? Wow. So it's definitely dropping to the bottom. I think you got to make sure you get all that kratom in there. You know. All right, but let's go back to the head points. A lot of battles in Bitcoin right now are people are saying Bitcoin has no use case. It has no intrinsic value. It's garbage. It's not needed. Or why would I buy a Bitcoin? It's a digital invisible thing that I know nothing about. Interesting enough is I like the travel ability of Bitcoin. I like the ability to move with my Bitcoin. I like the ability to have Bitcoin on the ready at any time. Number one, the US dollar is a pretty global currency, but there are places where they do not take the United States dollar. Let's just be honest. Every once in a while, you can go to a country and they're going to make you convert to their dollar before you get there. Or the buying power isn't as great as you would like. So before you even go to that country, you would like to go in. But what if they take Bitcoin? Lovely. Bitcoin tends to have a global price. Sometimes there is like a kimchi premium out in Korea because they love it so much. So sometimes you can get even more for your Bitcoin. Like you could have 15,000. Bitcoin was 15,000 at one point here in America, and it was like 15,800. So you can actually get more for your Bitcoin, mainly more than in other places. Unless you were from Korea and you were traveling around the world, it would be the opposite. But for most part, Bitcoin is even Steven. Yeah, the price is volatile and it's going up all the time. But say you put a week or two ago, you bought some Bitcoin. It's at the same price it was about a week or two ago at 68, 6,700. You can see it moving for me. It hasn't even moved since we talked. It's exactly where I left it at, sitting at 68.84. Kind of funny for it to sit like that. And you can see the buys and sells going on GDAX right now as we speak. Pretty interesting, you know. I love these monitor holders. They're really nice. They're pretty cheap. Bought them at B&H, but they're awesome. You can go in and out, zoom up. Gives you a lot of space in the desktop once you get your monitors off a stand, and I really like that. But Bitcoin's use case is you can go anywhere and spend it anywhere. It's a universal currency. Everybody takes it, and it will get more and more ubiquitous as Bitcoin becomes more and more popular. You're going to be able to use your Bitcoin almost anywhere. So there's no reason to shy away from buying a couple Bitcoins. And a lot of people say, but it's worth $6,800, Sam. I don't have $6,800. I can't afford a Bitcoin. You don't have to afford one Bitcoin, my guys. It breaks into 1 million different pieces, which they call one Satoshi. Now, a lot of things is like you have to buy at least 0.05 Bitcoin or 0.005, which is $60 worth. I mean, but I think you can get away with buying $20 worth, $10 worth. Some places maybe, about $10 worth. But yeah, you can buy $10 worth of Bitcoin right now. I suggest buying Verge, waiting for a little bit of a dip, like setting a limit to buy Verge on Binance or Bittrex. I like Binance and Bittrex. They're the two trading platforms that I would be heavily involved in. I was on Bittrex first. I'll always love Bittrex because that's where I made some amazing gains that I never thought possible. I'm talking 20-time gains. I'm talking buying Cardano at 6 cents and watching it go to $1.31. I mean, that's insane. That's insane. If you are watching, please hit the like button. I know everyone says that, but it just helps my video circulate more. Once this video does hit the streets and it becomes a video after the live stream, the more likes it has, the more people will be attracted to it, the more YouTube will move it up and help me get more views and help my channel. I make a very small living with YouTube. It's just another side stream of income that I use, but I love it. And if I got to use Bitcoin, if I want to talk about Bitcoin, the more money I make, the more I'm going to learn, the more time I'm going to have, and the more I can give back to the community. So that's something I really want to do. I've seen that like just pop in. I really appreciate that. You know what? One like to me is like 1 million likes to somebody else. It's huge. It's big, and I'll take it. I know other guys are getting 250 likes a second, 250 likes a minute. But you know what? I haven't been live streaming as long as them, and I haven't been pushing as long as them for different things. So here you guys go. So what do? We talked about Verge and the progress I'm doing. And if anyone just jumped into the live stream, I bought Verge at 800 Satoshi. I set a 10% loss stop limit, meaning a stop with a trigger, basically. You can do a stop limit, which is the same thing as a stop trigger in the stock market. If Verge, you buy at 800, goes to 850, 900, you're like happy. But what if it just gets sold off and it goes down to 700 and you're sleeping? Because it's a 24-hour market. 24-hour market. It never closes. It's pretty insane. Sometimes I go visit my dad and he's like, so it's always, it's Bitcoins you can buy. That's what I love about it. You could wake up in the middle of the night, buy some Bitcoin. I'm buying about $100 worth of Bitcoin a week. Just grabbing a little bit as I can. I love these prices below 8,000, below 7,000. I think that's a steal. I think it's an amazing price to get Bitcoin at. I think anyone who's just getting into Bitcoin would be pretty lucky to grab it there. I bought my first Bitcoin pre $3,000. I'm not trying to brag. It just, that's the time I got into it, around September. Ethereum was my first love because I met a guy in the street who was into Ethereum, and he told me when it was $9 to buy a lot of it. It went all the way to about $1,300. You could do the math there. Let's just round to 10. So 10 would have been 10 times gains at 100, 1,000 times gain, 100 times gains at 1,000, and then throw in the extra 10, 10, 10. So we're talking 130 time gains. Like, that's, I just made 130 times my money. I mean, that's insane. Put $1,000, you would have made $130,000 off $1,000. And it only took about a year and a half. So, I mean, insane. So a lot of people are flooding the market. They're saying Bitcoin's down. If you first read about it, you're just going to hear people say, oh, Bitcoin's not doing too good. It's this and that. But honestly, it's the gains it's had. It was $500 about a year ago. Less than a year, like a little over a year ago, it was $500 for one Bitcoin. Now look at it. It's at almost $7,000. That's 14 times gains, man. You know, let's do the math here. So it still is an unbelievable asset class to be involved in. It is a store of value. It will become digital gold, in my opinion. And Litecoin is amazing. I just had a feeling about Litecoin. I don't know if I was psychic or not. I guess I got lucky, but I just had a feeling. I wanted 100 of them. I got it into my head. I had to have 100 Litecoin. Like, I had to have 100 Litecoin. It was something I had to do. So I ended up buying 100 Litecoin and holding it. And my average was about $53. And it did go to $400. And I'm not going to say I sold it 400. My goal was to get over 100, somewhere in the 150 range. And I sold it. But you can only imagine how elated I was when Litecoin did that. So I've already experienced some of the greatest highs of my life with cryptocurrency. And I'm pretty sure there's going to be another bull run right now. And even in the darkest of these dark bear markets, you know, my portfolio is pretty much where I started it at. But that, you know, once I started accumulating more and more and doing a lot of different things. What about the taxes? Well, the taxes are just like capital gains. I mean, if you're a stock market, a lot of people ask this. If you're in the stock market and you trade, say I buy a stock, I'm into one stock called WEED. It's called WEED on the Toronto Stock Exchange. Soon, I think you can buy it on OTC, TWMJF, I think it is. But it's called Canopy Grow Corp. Awesome company, awesome company. I think weed is going to become legalized in all of Canada by July 1st. That's what we're hearing from the Prime Minister. And once it gets completely legalized in the entire country of Canada, and more states adopt legalization, Massachusetts just became legal with about less than a year ago. You have Colorado. I think New Jersey even became legal there. Or maybe not New Jersey, but I don't know. There's 8 states. 8 states or more, and I should know all of them, but I don't. But I don't claim to know everything. That's one thing about the Remote Chief. I'm always learning, and I'm always going to listen. And thank you for hitting that like. I really appreciate it. I just saw that go in. That's really awesome. But back to the taxes. Let me answer your question. So when you hold a stock for less than a year, you're usually going to pay what your income bracket is. If you're in like the 28% bracket, that's what you're going to pay. So if you made 250 grand a year at your job, and then you traded a stock for $5,000 and it doubled and you made $5,000, you're probably going to pay like 35% on that, because that's the tax bracket you're in. But say you only made 80 grand a year or 60 grand a year, and you're only paying like 26% or 25%, then that's what you would pay on the gain. You pay the gain just like it was a regular income from your job. But if you held it for a year, and you sold it on day 366, after you bought it December 1st, 2017, you sold it December 2nd, 2018, you're only going to pay 17% capital gain tax on that. So that's an awesome investment. If you buy Bitcoin today and you hold it for over a year and it doubles, you'll make $6,000, and you only pay a little. You'll pay like a little under $1,200, because let's say 10 times, 10% is 600 of $6,000. 2 of those is 1,200, and 17% is a little below. 1 is 60. We could do that. 3 is 180. 180 minus the 1,200, because it's 6. So we're talking $1,120 in taxes. You would pay on a $6,000 gain. You'd pay $1,020. I hope you like my math right there. You can double check it. I nailed it. I'm pretty sure I nailed it. Okay. Oh man, I like this guy. This guy knows what's going on. Yeah. I try to keep it kid friendly and only on the Kratom tea right now, but I know exactly what you're saying. 420, man. Ooh, this last part is bitter. It's hardcore. I'm gonna have to stir it up and just bang it out. You don't want to get it like stuck in the cup, man. Get that Kratom that you don't get. Wow. Wow. So there you go. Let's see what happens in about 20 minutes, you know? Okay. I wrote down some things. Keeping a whiteboard. I really think keeping a whiteboard is super important. Today, what I had to do was clean my area. You know, it was kind of a mess. I was traveling a lot, and my area just where I work wasn't awesome. So, edit the top 10 reasons to buy a drone. That's a video I'll be coming out in a few days. Top 10 reasons to buy a drone. I got to call my dentist. Haven't been to the dentist about a year. I gotta get that taken care of. I want to edit some videos, whatever. The whole point about it, I put a little box, and when I'm done, I check the box. It makes me feel like I accomplished something, and makes me feel kind of warm inside, ready to tackle the next day. What I didn't finish, I can still see on the board, and I get to the next day until I get it clean, and I start over with another list of tasks. I think a whiteboard is super important. Also, keeping a journal. Keeping a journal is super important, like a goal journal. This is where I want to be. Like, for instance, my guy, Drone Doctor here. Open up a journal, get a whiteboard, say, I'd like to buy $100 in Bitcoin. Keep it up there. Because that's you talking to yourself. We all change so fast, and so much happens throughout our lives. And we don't remember everything we say we're going to do. Let's be honest. Like, no one is an elephant. No one has an infinite brain. So when you write things down, it really helps because you're like, you know what? That's what I said I was going to do. You know, and then if you disagree with it within a week, you can erase it. But at least it's there. You're talking to yourself. You're actually having a conversation with yourself when you have a whiteboard or a business journal, goal journal. I learned all that on YouTube from listening to different people, how to keep goals, how to maintain, and it's super important. I just want to say how much I really appreciate everyone who's tuning into the live stream right now. It means the world to me. It means the world to me. Like, I'm so passionate about anything that I get involved in, whether it's crypto, drones, YouTubing, streaming. And I just got to say from the bottom of my heart, thank you guys so much, because without you guys, I probably wouldn't have a channel and I wouldn't be live streaming right now, you know. One other thing. So I wanted to talk about Verge progress. So I got into 800 Satoshis. You can check the price of all these different coins at a place called coinmarketcap.com. I'll put a link in the description below, but let me go there right now. Coin Market Cap. Boom. It comes up because I'm on it all the time. It's probably my most used site constantly. So this is coinmarketcap.com. Check it out. Bitcoin sitting at 6,851. The volume, the 24-hour volume was 4,348,880,000. You're talking $4 billion traded in a day. Come on now. What stock has $1 billion in volume a day? You show it to me. It's got to be like Apple or something like that, you know? Maybe not. Yeah, probably Apple, but these are your average stock, like the wheat stock I'm in, that gets 7 million volume a day, you know? And you can see accumulating gold and silver. I got the silver ads because I like to buy gold and silver. That's one thing I should talk about, buying gold and silver. I discussed why paper money is just going to disappear out of thin air, and it's really not worth it to have. I really, really can't stress enough to buy gold and silver, especially right now. I think it's nicely priced. 2 years ago, it was about the same price. It went down during the Trump era and different things, but eventually it came back. Just want to read what's going on here. Sweating it up with some pop or something. What I do, I print out everything so I don't have to write. But I think Verge is going somewhere. I love your channel. I hope you just subscribe to mine. I will subscribe to yours immediately. I'll subscribe to yours right now on camera. How's that? I put my money where my mouth is. I don't play games. I do not play games. YouTube, right now, drone, Dr. Drones, right? With a Z, I see. The drones doctor, right here. 129 subscribers, right? No lie. I'm shouting you out on my channel right here. Look, I'm subscribed already. Look at this. I'm already subscribed because I go to subscribe and I can't even subscribe. I am already subscribed to you, my friend. I am already subscribed to you. Boom, 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 boom. I'm already following you. The chief abides, brother. I love your channel. I hope you just subscribe. Okay, that's all. Okay, I just want to make sure I'm not missing any of the comments going on here. I really appreciate you guys commenting. I want more comments. Like, I want to answer questions. I want you guys to freaking come at me. Tell me why you think Bitcoin's a joke. Tell me why you think I'm a joke. I don't care. Let's get into it. So, Bitcoin use cases. I didn't fully say what I was going to say, and that's why you're the man. I appreciate that, man. I don't BS around. There's pointless to BS around. You'll get nowhere in life. If you're a stalwart, solid individual, like I'm a video editor, and that's what I do for my trade. And, I take a job, and usually I get another job from that job because people say, you know what, that guy showed up on time. That guy did everything he said he was going to do. And you know what? I'd like to back him on my next job. I'd like to bring him in. And that's what's been happening a lot lately because I've been consistent. And I pride myself on that. My dad was an iron worker. If he wasn't consistent, he was going to fall off the iron and die, So while I was a little kid, going to school, my dad was hundreds of feet in the air, moving tons of steel with his bare hands while a crane came in. He was a connector. I live and die by his mottos. I live and die by the way he lived. And that way he has represented an awesome, he's an awesome person to aspire to be like in that sense. I'm sure not everything is perfect about everybody, but in that sense, my dad really gave me a work ethic and a pride about being loyal, being on time, being a solid individual. So Bitcoin use cases, I can go anywhere in the world with my Bitcoin. I can memorize my 12-word seed code. I can memorize my password, and then I can go anywhere I want in the world with my Bitcoin. I basically just grab this Trezor. I plug it in. It changes where the numbers are constantly. It gives you this as a number pad, but the numbers change. So like it's 1 through 9, but the 1 is up here sometimes, then the 1 is down here. The numbers are scrambled, and then it comes up. So even if someone is fishing on my computer and they're watching my screen, as long as they're not in the room with the camera behind me and watching where the numbers are, they can't figure out my password. So I could take this right now, throw it in a cup of water, break it in half. I wouldn't want to do that. There's a little bit of Bitcoin on here. I can't disclose. There's a tiny little specky penny of Bitcoin on here. But whatever's on here, this could break. I could just go to Amazon or in Trezor.com or where another seller of this Trezor, and I can basically load it back up with my seed code, my 24-word seed code, and with my password, and boom, the Bitcoin magically appears right back on this Trezor wallet. It's all connected to my seed. That's insane. I can travel anywhere in the world. I can travel with $1 million on me. You cannot get onto a flight with $1 million cash on you. And otherwise, you'd have to have $1 million in the bank, and then you'd have to find an ATM. With Bitcoin, as long as someone has a phone in front of them and they have an address, I can send them the money. You could be in Indonesia. If the guy has cell phone service, doesn't even need, there could be a bank miles and miles away. If the guy has cell phone service, you're able to move your Bitcoin to him, and it's an amazing transaction. That's the use case here, folks. It's not imaginary money. It has a real use case. I still don't understand when I hear big guys, they go Wharton Business School, they're sitting on CNBC and it has no use case. Why would I buy a Bitcoin? Why would I trade Bitcoin? It's speculative. It's speculative. It's just a speculation. People just speculate with it. That's all it is. I highly, highly, highly disagree. I highly disagree with those people, but that's me. Maybe I'm wrong and it's going to blow up in my face and I'm going to lose a good portion of my savings. But you know what? The biggest risk is not taking a risk at all. And that's how I live my life. Now, one last thing I want to talk about is LiveTree and Ashley Turing. I met Ashley. He's the CEO of LiveTree. One of the most calm, well thought out, well-spoken individuals I've ever met in my entire life. Like, the guy was unreal. Unreal. Hold on. My computer may die and the live stream will die. And then where will we be at? Where will we be at if that goes down, my friends? I won't be happy. I am live streaming from my MacBook Pro at the present moment. Okay, I just box myself in. Let me get myself out. That's another thing about live streaming. You got cords everywhere. I got the microphone attached. I got this and that and that and this. But you know what? Got to fight through. I really apologize for this, guys. Hold on one second. Still trying to figure all this out. Boom. We're plugged in. We're plugged in. I didn't knock my computer on the ground. All right. LiveTree. What is LiveTree and Adept? ADEPT. LiveTree is basically a new platform where you basically build your audience by investments. So once you're waiting for an investment, you put out like your idea, like, hi, I want to do a live crypto show, 2 cameras, and I want to interview all the most important people in crypto. And whoever wants to see that would like and actually send money. They would buy the LiveTree coin and then take that LiveTree coin and send it to me, send it to my project, send it to my project. When I hit my limit or the amount of money that I need, I can use the LiveTree coin to then buy the cameras I need, create the show, get it up and running. Now, you own a piece of my show at that point. So if I start selling ad revenue, if I start making money in the space, you start making money too. How cool is that? You can then sell a portion back of it to me at a profit if it gains, if I get it bigger. And if more and more people do this, the coin will get bought and sold left and right. And the LiveTree coin will actually also gain value, and that will be an investment in and of itself. Another thing is, before my project even starts, once I get all the investment, like this is how it used to be. I'd have to go to a big, network and say, hey, I want to do this show. Can you give me a few $1 million? Then we'd have to take a portion of that, a big portion, 300,000 or more, who knows, and advertise the show, advertise the show, advertise the show. I'd have to shoot the show. Boom, all this. Now the people that want to see the show will invest in me, and then I can take that investment, use it, and by the time my project's out, I already have my audience, because my audience are the people that invested in it to begin with, and they actually own a piece of the project as well. It's kind of like when the employees own a company. Like I wear Thoroughgood shoes made by the Weinbrenner company, which means wine runners in Germany. They were Weinbrenner, the family, and they were owned by 2 really shrewd men. And what they did is, everyone said they were like really hardcore bosses and they were grumpy old guys and this and that. But what they eventually did was they gave the company to all their employees when they died. And now it's still a company-owned, still an employee-owned company, which I find amazing. I find that really interesting. So I don't know. I think LiveTree, the Adept, the Blossom Network, look it up, LiveTree. Just Google LiveTree, Ashley Turing. I was able to sit down. I became personal friends with the CEO of LiveTree. He was from London, involved in the artificial intelligence of high volatility trading. The guy he doesn't like using the word a genius. He thinks that's like faux pas. He said everyone is a smart individual depending on where they stand. But the guy's got it, man. Super well-spoken, super smart. He goes around the world pushing his LiveTree. They just ended their funding on April 1st. And I just want to say hi, Ashley, if you're out there. I really appreciate meeting you, and you've been an inspiration. And I hope to have a platform on the Adept and the LiveTree and in Blossom Network. And they have a show. I think it's called Blossom. That's what's going on. But I think it's a great coin. I think it has a great use case. And it's not the only coin out here in this crypto world that has such a good use case. So those are my bullet points I wanted to hit tonight. I want to hit Verge progress. I wanted to talk about gold and silver. I wanted to talk about Kratom tea. I wanted to do crypto buys and sells. Oh, that's one thing. Crypto buys and sells. Create your own spreadsheet, right? Crypto to crypto, like Bitcoin to this to that. Basically, it should say, first thing should say, the crypto. Normally you would say the stock, like I write ticker. So if I yesterday bought $100 worth of Bitcoin, so I'd write BTC, $100, the date, right? And then when you decide to sell it, you go back to that position, and hopefully it's up $500-$600. You bought it for 100 and it's at 600, and you write sold for 600. You write the gain, and then you write the length of time you had it, 6 months, 2 months, and then you can calculate your percentage that you owe right there on the spreadsheet. And then as you go at the end of tax season, you won't have this massive list of things you have to compile. You'll basically have it right there for you. So you just have to be consistent. When you buy something, you go to the spreadsheet, you fill it in. It takes 5 minutes, maybe less. When you sell something, you go back to the spreadsheet, you fill it in. I really advise everybody do that and keep track of your buying and selling. That way, there's no issues with taxes at all. Okay. Any last questions? I'm about to wrap this live stream up at 44 minutes. I can't believe I went that long, but honestly, I'm gaining more traction. More people are watching, and I hope this video gains more traction once it's out into the internet as well. But any last questions, any concerns? Let me go in here and see what everyone's saying. Sweet, blah, blah, blah. I'm sure he's proud of you. That's cool as hell. If you don't play, you can't win. Yeah, man. Totally. I agree with that. You know, the biggest risk in life is not taking a risk at all. I have friends who will not buy Bitcoin if I put, I don't even want to say that because I don't want to talk about any type of violence, but if I forced them, if I begged them, if I was like, dude, I eventually gave 2 guys at my job Bitcoin. I came up to both of them and I said, you know, I had a good run. I got in at 3. It's all the way at 17,000. I mean, can you believe that? You guys, what, like, boom. I mean, that's 14 grand you made off of 3 grand. I mean, that's in like 40 days, you know, 60 days. And I just came into work one day pretty happy. And I said, I'd like to give you guys some Bitcoin. And one guy said, I don't want it. I don't want it. I was like, dude, all you got to do is get a wallet. Like, you're not going to get hacked, you know? And I said, you know what? To the guy that wanted it, I said, you know, out loud, I said to the guy who didn't want it, I said, you know what? I'm going to give this other guy your Bitcoin. And I ended up giving him about like $40. I was only going to give them both $20 worth of Bitcoin. It wasn't crazy, but you can buy stuff with it. Like you can go to Overstock and you can buy something. I was giving him $20. He didn't take it. Don't be that guy. Don't be the first or the last person to catch a trend. And with that being said, I'm about to sign off. Where is DJI headed? DJI, man. DJI. I'll tell you what. You know, let's get into some drone talk for a little while. I got actually a drone here. I was going to fly it for the live stream, but I don't know if we're going to be able to like keep it in the, but this is how I learned how to fly on this tiny little thing. And I'm a licensed drone pilot now. If you check out my Instagram, go to my Instagram at @SamPrice_remote chief. Check it out. I put pictures up daily, drone pictures, all the places that I fly and go to. But this is how I learned how to fly on a CX-10, a Cheerson CX-10. Oh, hit myself quickly in the face. Look at that. Because I was watching my own live stream. Ooh. Try to get a flip in here. I move the mic a little bit. I got really good at flying these. I used to sell them in the street, and I had to perform in front of people. I can fly these mini drones better than almost anyone I've ever met. Not many people are as good at flying these mini drones as I am. And to tell you the truth, once you get good at flying a little drone, you can fly a big drone. Boom. They do little flips. They're awesome. Yeah, we lost propeller over there, but we'll get back to that. But thank you. Where do I think DJI is going? I see your video when you went and got your 107. Thanks, man. Oh, you have drones too, Adam. Do you like car audio systems? I know nothing about car audio systems, honestly. I've never been big into cars. I just think they kind of depreciate in value pretty fast. I think things can get stolen out of them. I'm a leaser. I have I run a business, and this is my YouTube business and my drone business, and I literally just I lease all my cars. I don't believe in even buying a car. I'm sorry if I'm hurting anyone's feelings, and I'm sorry if I'm not as enthusiastic as something as you are. Maybe you could teach me. Maybe there's a reason why I'd love to have a system. I like to bump music pretty loud, and I do like bass, heavy bass, but I think DJI is gonna they're taking over, man. They're amazing. At the beginning, I was a really huge Unique supporter. If you guys go to my channel, like about 2 years ago, I was heavy into Unique, love Uniques, thought they were great, thought they were the best. But now I'm just, I don't know, man. Once I started flying and I wanted to go further and further, Uniques, their connection was not great. There was lag in the camera movement. I finally bought a DJI Standard for $400. Flew it for a day, immediately took it back and bought a Phantom 4 Pro. Got the Phantom 3 Pro. Flew that for about a year and a half. Sold it to one of my friends who still owns it. And then I bought a Mavic. I bought a Phantom 4 Pro. I flew the Inspire a few different times. And their apps are amazing. Absolutely amazing. Absolutely amazing. Uh-huh. Hair tricks and shit. Oh yeah, man. But yeah, guys. What is this? I do repair work for Carolina Drones. Oh, you work for Carolina Drones, Frank. You know Frank? That's the guy over there. He actually has liked some of my videos. He's a nice guy. I took one of my first drones. I crashed it pretty bad. I crashed the P43, and I took it apart and rebuilt it all on my own. I just went online, saw some other guy doing it. It was a tedious, long job, but I did it. I also repaired uniques for other people. They would bring them to my friend's bicycle shop. We would repair the drones. You know, we'd solder them. One of my good friends, he taught me how to solder. He's a lot better at it than me. I want to plug him right now. Bill's Cyclery. If you're in Queens and you live in New York City, and even if you just stop by and you want to see the coolest bike shop, it's been around since 1949. One of the coolest places in the world, I think. I love hanging out there. Anytime I have a free moment, you can catch me hanging out with Mark at Bill's Cyclery. But yeah, I get reminiscent about it because I bought my first motorcycle. I'm a motorcycle guy. I own a Harley Davidson. If you go to my my Instagram channel, you'll see that I own a nice Harley Davidson. Not something big, 883, the smallest of the small Sportsters. It's a 2000, but it's loud. I ride around with it. I have a blast. I don't have to worry about traffic. I don't have to worry about parking. And it's like a dream come true having a Harley Sportster. That's my love, I guess, instead of car radios. But I got to end this live stream, guys. I got to start editing some videos here. As you can see, I got an awesome editing system that I built up. I actually built a sick PC. If you can see it. Where is it? This thing right here is gigantic. It is a freaking workhorse. Got 128 gigs of RAM. It does 4K like it's its job. Woo, blazing. Probably could do 8K video. And I just can't wait to get my fingers into the editing tonight. I was going to actually edit then live stream, but I figured why not live stream first and then get into the editing. Let me see any last comments. I have the Inspire 1 version 2. It's the beast. It's the best. Yeah. Frank Foray. See, man, I know. I was heavy into the drone world before I got into these Chrome. One last question for you guys. I'm really having a hard time doing Chrome crypto videos and drone videos. I'm trying to marry them together. And I did create another YouTube channel called Kinetic Crypto, but I don't have enough subscribers to go live there. So it's like give or take. You know, I'm already building such a fan base. I got 2,250 subscribers, maybe a little more after this. And don't worry, man. You got 129. Just keep going. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. I'll plug you now. Someone's heard of you. If they come to the live stream, they're going to hear about the drones doctor. So I got to sign out. I hit all the things I wanted to talk about. Bitcoin use cases, live tree, crypto buys and sells, Kratom tea, gold and silver, Verge progress, how to make a board, how to keep your goals. Super important, super important. But with that being said, I'm going to sign off for the night. I really appreciate everyone was there. Please, there's 4 people on the live stream. Hit that like button, comment, like, and subscribe. And remember, if you came to my channel, then you're already doing the right thing. Have a great night. Thanks for the information. Thank you, guys. I really appreciate it.